Hi, 8th graders. I've been thinking and reflecting on semester one, and I want to share a few things with you about that. First, what has been going well during semester one? The first thing I think went well was our use of homework. We did try using Khan Academy for homework, and I think it was an improvement upon what I've been doing in past years, but I still think there's room for improvement there. The second thing is collaboration, and that's on you guys. You have done a great job with your improvement on how well you talk to each other about the math and helping each other out with your math. So that's been awesome to see. Some things that I want to continue working on that I think maybe didn't go as well this semester is first our pace in class. And I want to find ways to make that pace better for all students. Second, providing reference materials for you guys, things that you can look back on and review. And that leads us to the last one in being better prepared for quizzes. And so I want to share with you an idea that I have that we want to try out for the first part of Unit 5. Thinking back to pacing and how we can make the pace of class fit all students, let's consider my 3 students here, A, B, and C, and let's first consider student 1. This would be, our ideal situation, what school is meant to provide for students. So we work through lesson 1 as a class, things are going well, lesson 2 as a class, this student is understanding things. We get to lesson 4, it's building on the first 3 lessons. We get to lesson 5, which is also building on those first 4 lessons. And then we get towards the end, close to a quiz, we are able to now solve whatever we're doing in lesson 6, which is going to be a more complex problem. And that's what we're always working towards. Then let's consider student B. And they're here for lesson 1 in class, things are going good. Lesson 2, things are going good. And then all of a sudden they get sick and they miss the day in class that we cover lesson 3. They come back, they may or may not be feeling very well, but we cover lesson 4, they're here for it. And then again, they're gone for lesson 5. Maybe it was an extracurricular or whatever it might be. By the time we get to solving that complex problem in class, this just may not happen for that student. They've missed too much and there's too many gaps in their learning. Then let's consider student C. They're here for lesson 1, it's going okay. Lesson 2, we do it in class, it's going okay. We get to lesson 3 and it's just a little shaky. This was one area where this student maybe just struggled a little bit. But we're moving on as a class. So we get to lesson 4, they work through it. Lesson 5, it's going okay. When we get to lesson 6 with that complex problem, it may or may not happen. But if that student had just had a little extra time with lesson 3, we would have been able to build a much stronger foundation, and that student would have been able to solve that more complex problem. So this is the issue that we deal with in class, and this is what we're trying to make better. So what we have here is our planner that will guide us through the first part of Unit 5. And as you can see on the planner, we are still working with the lessons from our workbook. That is not changing, but I have chunked things together into sections. And those sections are color-coded. The red ones you must do, the blue ones you should do, and the green ones you should aspire to do. So when you're looking at Canvas, the sections are going to be set up in there, and you will start out by completing a video. That video is going to be about 6 minutes long. That's what research shows is the best length for learning. And when you complete that video, you'll be completing parts of your workbook as you go, and also writing notes in your workbook. That is meant to provide some more reference material for you that you can refer back to after the lesson. After you complete the video, you'll do some practice. This might involve some practice problems from your workbook, maybe a Khan Academy assignment, or a card sort or activity with manipulatives in class. Then, when you have completed that practice, you will try out the mastery check. It's going to be a 1 to 2 question quick check on your understanding. If you complete that and everything goes well, then awesome, you are on to section 2. If not, you can go back and review the video, revise your practice work, and do any review you need before you take that mastery check again. So in this way, this part of this unit is going to be a little more self-paced. And by that, we were saying that if you're ready to move forward, awesome, keep going. If you need a little bit more time, we can give you that little bit more time for a section. Now, to keep everyone on track, there are still going to be due dates. And this is just meant to say, hey, I know we're giving you some extra time here or there, but we still have to keep moving forward with the material. We can't get to the end of the semester and you're still on Unit 5. So there are going to be due dates along the way. And as we work through the unit, at the very end, we will again take a concept quiz, and we're going to take that all together on the same day. That concept quiz is going to be the same that we've been doing so far. They'll be graded the same, but throughout the unit, you'll have some more flexibility in your pacing. Now, as far as getting behind, ER will still be assigned if you get behind on lessons. And that is, again, just to give you time that you need and review that you might need to get back on pace. Now, you might be thinking that, oh my gosh, Mrs. Gregerson isn't going to be teaching us anymore. I'm going to have to do this all on my own. And that is very far from the truth. The videos that you watch are going to be created by me. So it's going to be my voice explaining it to you the way that we would talk about it in class. That is all going to be from me. So I will still be there teaching you, but now in class, I will be much more available for each individual student for extra help or to answer questions as you go. It's going to really increase the amount of teaching that I am going to be able to provide for you. I'd like to talk about a few questions that might be going through your mind right now. The first one is, again, why are we trying this? It is to better meet the needs of all students. It's not going to be perfect. We'll make changes as we need, but we have to try something to try to better meet the needs of all students in math class. So what will Mrs. Gregerson be doing in class? Well, it's true that I won't be standing in front of the room lecturing to the whole class every day during this part of the unit, but I will be more available for direct instruction for individual students during class time. This could be me walking around helping students as they need. It could be me working with a small group of students who was gone for a few days or is just behind and needs some catching up. It could be me working with some students who are going to be gone in the next week or few days and need to be working ahead to get some work done. So there's lots of different things that I'll be doing in class. It'll also free me up to check in with each student daily and review their progress, review grades with them. I'll be able to do a lot more teaching to individual students than I'm currently able to do. Will I be looking at my iPad all day? The intention here is no. Yes, you'll be using some videos, but again, those will be short, about 6 minutes. Practice activities will involve things that do not include the iPad, like practice problems in your workbook or manipulative activities in class. And also mastery checks at the end of each section will all be done on paper. Does this mean I don't have homework? Well, that all depends. Are you on pace or not? If you are on pace and staying up with what you need to do during class, then you might have less work to do outside of class than you currently do. If you are behind pace, or if you've been absent, or if you know that you're going to be absent, then yeah, you will need to be doing some work outside of class as homework. Again, everything will be on Canvas and you'll be able to access the materials you need. And so that is your homework, is just staying on track and staying on pace. And all right, here we go, off on our endeavor to make class better and improve our learning for everyone.